What's going on YouTube? Blue Collar Success here. Today's video I'm talking about um, being in construction in the field rather than being in-house. So as an in-house steam fitter, I do a lot more different tasks, I should say, than being in construction in the field. Now I joined the Steam Fitters Union when I was 21 years old. Prior to that, I made a video all about this. But prior to that, when I was 18, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I basically went to trade school for welding, and I really liked that. So, and then welding really doesn't pay that good. The wages aren't great. For even if you top out, I think I was topping out at like $23 an hour. That was the most I could ever make. Even if I had, yearly raises, they'd be like 33 cents. It was pathetic. So I joined the Steam Fitters Union. Now the wait list was long. It was hard to get in. It took forever. But after a year, of waiting, I got in, and I started my apprenticeship. I did a pre-apprenticeship for about 7 months, and then I did my apprenticeship, and it was long, grueling, and tough. Honestly, I mean, to be frank with everyone, it wasn't a pleasant experience. I actually hated the majority of my apprenticeship, but it is what it is, and it kind of toughens you up, and it makes you have really thick skin, because the culture in the construction trades aren't the best. It's honestly just a bunch of garbage, and that just comes with the nature of what it's like. I mean, the people who come into the trades are all different types of people from different walks of life, and there's a lot of good people in the trades and there's a lot of bad people in the trades. But I feel like even though I had kind of a shitty apprenticeship, it's all good, because I learned a lot. And that's one thing that no one can take away from you, is what you learn and what you have as far as intelligence wise. Now, I was green when I first started. I never handled a pipe wrench really. I mean, I did basic home repairs, but I was a welder for 2-3 years instead, and so I could weld, but I didn't know anything about layout or running pipe or how the systems worked. All I could do is weld, and I was a production welder with MIG welding, so I never did TIG or very little stick. And when you weld on pipe, it's completely different than just welding structural. So I passed the structural welding in my apprenticeship pretty easily, but when it got to pipe welding, that's a whole different animal. But in all reality, I'm looking back on it. I'm 28 now, so looking back on after completing my apprenticeship and everything, I'm very thankful for the experiences I had. They made me who I am today. As shitty as it was being an apprentice, you got to start somewhere, and you have to start at the bottom. I mean, you can't just expect. I couldn't have just expected to come right out and be, respected right out of the gate. You have to earn that respect, and the safety hazards are a whole nother topic, but a lot of guys think they're too good for a PPE, but it's just super frustrating in the moment, knowing that, is all this in vain, or is this going to benefit me? All this, hazing and all this bullshit. It's a tough road, honestly, and not everyone's going to like you. Most people actually will probably hate you because you're an apprentice, and they'll unload all the shitty work on you, and that's why I chose to go into the trades early in life. Thankfully I did, because it's a lot of grunt work when you're an apprentice, and I was throwing pipe in hangers, and not light pipe with other apprentices, 20-foot sticks, Sked 40, 6-inch, 8-inch black pipe, and on a lift like 30 feet in the air. It was not fun. But, I did my time as a construction fitter, did my apprenticeship, and now I'm in-house at a place. And I've been there a little over 2 years now, and I absolutely love it. Now, not every day is great, but I can tell you it's a lot different than being in the construction field. Now, as an in-house fitter, I have paid vacation. I have, my hourly rate's a lot lower. Fitters in this area make about $56 an hour in the union, but as an in-house, I'm making about upper 30s, low 40s, depends, on. But right now I'm making like 38.75. That's my hourly rate. But it can always go up with inflation raises and all that. But that's what I'm making, and I work overtime, and I do that, and I make decent money. And yeah, it may not be that 50 some bucks an hour, but it's with the amount of stress that I don't have to deal with anymore. I feel like it's worth it. And most of my coworkers are great. Now, obviously, you're not everyone's gonna be great, but that's just life. You can't get along with everyone. You can't expect everyone to like you. You just got to do your best and keep your head down and keep working, because work is a means to an end. And that's why on this channel I'm going to try to focus more on the financial aspect of stuff too, because you don't want to be working forever. I mean, I want to retire at 62. That's my goal. I'm 28 now, I have whatever. But that's my goal. I'd like to retire earlier, but obviously you can't collect your 401k till about 60 or 59 and a half, so you gotta do your money right. And I just bought a new truck, and looking back on it, I'm like, should I really have bought that? Yeah, I feel like I almost deserve it, but at the same time, like, I don't want to be in debt. And I mean, that's about my only debt I have, because I didn't go to college or none of that. But it's just insane. Like, I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but it's just wild how people in the trades, and myself included, I used to make stupid choices with my money. I bought a lifted diesel truck. Who doesn't when you're a steam fitter? I mean, there's tons of people who don't because they're actually smart, but and it was just a waste of money. Yeah, and I could afford it, but it doesn't mean should I have had it? No. And the thing is that starting my mobile welding business and everything in the past, and I realized that I want to work for myself eventually, and I want to be able to be my own boss, and maybe start my own mechanical contracting company or something. But in order to do that, I have to be fiscally responsible and financially stable. But like I said, this video is kind of going on a whole different bunch of topics, but I'm just trying to just explain how it is. The trades are not easy, and they're not for everyone. It's like the military. They're not easy, and it's not for everyone, but there are benefits and there's downsides, and you just got to be smart. And it will break down your body if you don't wear those knee pads, you don't wear the safety glasses, you don't wear the gloves, don't wear the hard hat. You'll regret it. And who cares if people make fun of you for wearing knee pads? You've heard all the jokes. But I'd rather be able to, wear knee pads and people give me a ton of shit for it than be in my 40s and need a knee replacement or hip replacement, or gouge my eye out with a cutoff wheel, or get sparks in it, or not wear that face shield and then have a grinding disc hit my face shield instead of my face. I've kept all my fingers and toes and limbs and my eyesight, so thus far, God willing, and thank God, because I do wear my safety gear, my safety PPE. It's just, you just got to do it. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, that's fine, but then it's your own fault if something happens and you didn't wear your PPE. It's just, the transition from in the field to in-house was a great move for me. And in-house jobs are far and few between, but if you can land one earlier in your career, like after you turn out, or after you get, I'd say get your apprenticeship done, get like 5-6 years experience before you go in-house. And I mean, I'm more there for the maintenance of the systems, and yeah, I do some installs, minor welding still, but I only weld probably 3 times a year, opposed to what I used to weld every day. And then I mainly am there to maintain the system, so my knowledge of the systems, steam systems, hydronic systems, is very important. But other than that, it's just a lot more relaxed. It's more gravy. It's a gravy train, honestly, and I love it. And it's more about what's up here than working with your hands and breaking down your body. It's more about the knowledge you have about the systems. And I'm very thankful to have this job, and there's a lot of upward mobility where I'm at, and I plan to move upward as soon as I get more experience and I get more leadership experience, management experience. That's my goal. But you got to have goals. You got to be clear on your goals, and if you want to stay in the union um, and work construction your whole life, just that's great. We need guys like that. But I'm just saying there is other options in house, start your own business, stuff like that. But you just got to find out what path is right for you. But before you decide any of that, do your apprenticeship, get the experience, and just some days are gonna suck, but you just got to deal with it, embrace the suck. I think that's a Navy SEAL quote or something. I was watching a documentary about that, saying like how you don't just have to get through it, you got to embrace the suck and somehow find it enjoyable, all the pain and the suffering, and just try to find it enjoyable, make light of it. Have a sense of humor, joke around with the guys. It's can be depressing, but it's all depends on how you look at it. You can look at it as like a depressing thing, a very people are so narcissistic, etc., or you can look at it and just look at it all as like kind of like it's comical how like people act in the trades, and it's all by your perspective. So you can choose to be negative about it or be positive about it. And I chose to be positive about it, and if people make fun of me and whatever, that's fine. People are going to make fun of you regardless, even if you're perfect, which no one is, and everyone makes mistakes. So that being said, I know, like I said, this was kind of a ranting video, but it is what it is. Like the trades are awesome, but you just gotta be smart in the trades. Thank you for watching.